Well, today's a little special. We have a special guest, Aaron Virgin, CEO of Save Our Seabirds, a nonprofit located South Longboat. I guess we're still on, we're
on island time. We're on City Island.
We're on island time. It's a beautiful sunny day, almost in March here, guys. And tell us all about what you do here, and you definitely save the birds, but like explain a little bit for everybody like what you do here and where you're located off of the bridge here.
Right, we're right next to Moat Aquarium for the time being until they move up to Benderson Park. But we are here on about 3 acres on city-owned property. We have 120 birds that are non-releasable that are here on our bird walk for educational purposes. They've been injured in a way they can't be released back in the environment. But probably the best kept secret is we have a back gate where birds come in that have been traumatized in some way, they've been injured. Last year we took in over 1,200 birds, released probably about a third of them. The ones that couldn't be released went to other facilities, some unfortunately passed away. And we're open every day of the year from 10 to 4.
Wow, and where do you get most of the birds coming in from?
From basically Manatee and Sarasota counties, but some will come down from Pinellas County, the state park, fishing pier up there. We got a lot of brown pelicans, which is our #1 bird that comes in.
Wow, and like people just see injured birds, or is that like pretty much it? Okay.
We have people will bring them in on their own, and we have about 24 rescue volunteers that at a moment's notice we'll give them a call. They're on standby and they'll come and pick up a bird for us.
Do you need any more volunteers?
We do. We can always use volunteers.
So people keep that in mind, and we'll at the end of this we'll leave your information so people
Absolutely.
if they're interested in volunteering or of course donating.
Yeah.
They do survive off of just donations, you said also.
We do. We're a private nonprofit that relies solely on private donations through grants, membership. People put money in the drop box here when you visit, free admission too, so no reason.
We'll show you the drop box as we walk in.
Yeah, cool.
Guys, the drop box is conveniently located at, I guess, entrance or exit and right here for your convenience.
So this is a crested caracara we've named Armando, and he is also known as the Mexican eagle because he is the national bird of Mexico.
Is that not the most prettiest, like the prettiest bird? Look at, okay, explain to us about the left wing here.
So his left wing is a little droopy. He was shot by either a careless hunter or who knows, maybe just someone who mistreats animals. So Armando has a permanent home here because of that injury. He cannot be released back in the wild because he wouldn't be able to fly. And he could be attacked by either another caracara, another hawk, or an eagle.
Oh my
So
God, you guys.
And his favorite food is rats and mice. Yeah. Here we have what we call the long-legged, long-billed wading birds. So we've got a wood stork, which is if people deny that birds are descended from dinosaurs, I like to show them a wood stork, which is so prehistoric looking. He's doing a little preening.
Look at how big his hands are. They're probably the size of my hands.
What else do we have here? We have a great egret, which is the mascot of the Audubon Society.
Yeah, that one back there. Okay, I know what that is. I was saying I don't really know all my genus and species on the charts, but and then behind us, let's look at. I mean, these are more common, I guess, but like, are the cardinals in here too?
Yeah, we got a northern cardinal, a male in there.
See, okay, cardinal. You got blue jays, and what happened with these guys? Just a variety of different like injuries.
Yeah.
Or?
So in the case of the blue jay, he was probably a baby bird someone picked up, brought it home, tried to raise them on their own, and realized quickly that blue jays are a handful.
Are they?
And so he's what we call an imprint. So he doesn't realize that he's a wild bird. And so he would, in the wild, he would just keep flying up to people and beg for food.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
so
man.
He's an imprint, so he can't go back in the wild.
So
but
he's another lifer.
He's a lifer. He's a forever home.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So here we have a Sandhill crane. Sandhill cranes are native. There's a Florida population that is found only here. And he's got obviously a bill deformity, and so he wouldn't do too well in the wild. Cranes can be very brutal. They can pick on each other.
You can see it. It's hard to see maybe, but he's got
a little
bill
crisscross
like this, and it goes like this.
Yep.
Oh, poor guy.
So he can eat fine here, but the cool thing about this bird is he'll actually be a foster dad when we get young colts, as they're called. Young Sandhill cranes will come in, and he'll help raise them. So it's a neat way, and that's rehabilitation as well. And
That's
so
so great.
eventually that won't be done right here, it'll be done behind the scenes, and so they won't get imprinted from people looking at them. So the young cranes will eventually be released.
And I noticed, or we talking earlier, that when the birds come in, they come to the aviation hospital, you call it, in the back. So you've got a few back there right now that need a little help. Is that, what's your normal capacity, would you say?
It fluctuates. I mean, when we had red tide back in the summer, we had over 80 patients in there. When baby bird season ramps up in another month or two, we could have considerable amount. We could have upwards of 150. But these are small birds, you know, and there might be a whole nest of robins that come in.
Right.
And then smaller birds, and then ducks, of course. I mean, it's quite a menagerie, as you can imagine.
Right, absolutely. And you have enough, like, this is why you need people almost on call, or people that are on a list for volunteering, I'm sure, right?
Volunteers, we have a number of staff. Some birds are taken home, you know, depending on the species, for overnight feedings. But yeah, it's quite an undertaking.
Well, give us the website now. We're going to do it at the end too, but just so people know the website if they're interested in stopping the video.
Sure.
What's the website?
It's saveourseabirds.org.
Okay. Okay, so I didn't know this used to be the Pelican. What is it called?
Pelican Man Sanctuary.
Yes, that. So we've got the pelicans behind us, and he's going to tell us about a little bit of history there.
Well, Pelican Man Sanctuary was founded in 1981. Pelican Man, the story was he was out fishing and he saw a brown pelican in the water and he was struggling. He scooped it out, noticed it had some hooks and fishing line wrapped around it. So he made a series of phone calls, both to the city, to the state, and eventually to the feds, all of which were saying, call the city, call the state, call the feds. And he realized quickly there was no one to help this poor brown pelican.
I'm going to do my own thing, right? Good for him.
So he went into his garage and he picked out some pliers and he was able to get the hooks out, the fishing line, and he, with the help of a vet via phone, wrapped up the wing and eventually released the bird. The issue though was, so he was a retired car salesman who was trying to retire in Sarasota, and he kept seeing injured wildlife. So he realized very quickly he had a hero complex, kept rescuing birds. He obviously outgrew his garage, and then, long story short, the city gave him this property and said, you know what, set up your rehab facility. He began bringing in volunteers, paid staff, and to this day, the brown pelican is our #1 bird that comes in every year just from the same things. Fishing incidences, sometimes hit by cars, they fall out of nests, that sort of malnutrition, red tide, I mean, you name it. It's tough to be a pelican.
Well, I mean, I don't want to come back as a pelican. I mean, you know, there's good people in Sarasota that care about the animals and people that donate. We have a lot of affluence here, and the people that really care about our wildlife and our, you know, animals and our birds and stuff. So it's really a nice thing to see that. And
it's a great community.
Tell us, you have an event coming up too.
Oh,
that's
we do.
Really cool.
Oh yeah, March 24th. We have our Sunset Soiree over at Michael's on the Bay, which is in Selby Gardens, and yeah, it's from 6:30 to 11:30. Chance to meet some of our birds, our educational birds. Should be a fun event, and it raises about 40% of our revenue. So it's a significant event that we've had to skip the last 2 years because of that COVID thing. Yeah.
The COVID thing.
Yeah.
So if they want to register, there's still time, right?
Yeah.
And so where do they go to?
SaveOurSeabirds.org.
The same website
Yeah.
then? Okay, so
a pop-up will come in, and you'll just want to click on it, and it's a Sunset Soiree.
guys, definitely check it out. Thank you so much for your time, and come on by. You said you're open every day of the year?
Every day,
even
10 to 4,
Christmas?
even Christmas. If Mo can stay open, we'll stay open.
Check out their website.
There you go.